Hello, Leo, and welcome to your love reading. So I did promise you a love reading, and I'm starting with you because Leo, Cancer, and Gemini have something interconnected with each other. So I'm going to do those three signs today. So I suggest that you actually look at those. If you're wanting a longer reading, then please go to the May 2021 reading where you can get the releasing of the trapped emotions, the essential oils, and the crystals that would be very helpful to you during this month. I'll have that linked in the description box down below. Also, if you're wanting these cards to vibrate with you, but they are not vibrating with you at this time, then I would suggest going to the April reading, which was, what are they thinking about you? At the end of that video, we talk about how to raise your vibration. But there's multiple things that you can do if you like this reading and you're like, oh man, I wish that was mine, and you're not resonating with it, because it's the Leo Collective, which means that you can access the energy, okay? So go ahead and look at that. Make sure you look at your sun, moon, and rising, which is also in the description box down below. You can find that information there for free. So we're going to be looking at the energies, and that means that these energies can be reversed. So if I'm reading these and you go, oh my gosh, that's actually opposite. It's actually the way blah, blah, blah. Or if you're a cross watcher watching for your Leo person, you may be feeling like those are actually the way I feel. And so just please make sure that you look at it in your own life experience, because it all plays out so differently for all of us. These messages are timeless, so if you're brought to this reading at a different time than when it was posted, whenever you find this is when you need it. And you can come back to this as many times as you need to. Bring a pen and paper, take some notes, whatever you need to do. This is all for your benefit. I really appreciate all the donations and the subscribing and the support that you guys have done, the comments. Those are beautiful. It makes me want to do more when you actually support this channel. It makes me get more intuition about the things that I can bring into your experience to help you with. If the reading does not resonate with you, that's okay. It means that I'm not picking up on your specific energy or your specific experience at this time. Just go ahead and look at your sun, moon, and rising, or some other part of your astrology. If you like this reading or you're entertained in some way, don't forget to like and subscribe and hit the notification bell. That way you get notified as soon as I post something new. All right, guys, let's go ahead and get started. What I'm going to do is we're going to do what the person thinks about you, the past relationship, or what happened in the past, or something of that sort, anything that the angels and guides will bring through about your past, the now, what's happening right now, your advice, and the outcome of the situation, okay? We'll also pull some cards about what are they thinking, which will help you kind of understand. I like to pull those cards because sometimes we think so differently than what it is. So let's go ahead and get started. Because I know that there's some Leos that are struggling in their relationship right now. I know that there are some Leos that would like to kind of have some inside scoop, some inside information so that they can figure out what is going on. So let's go ahead and get started with that. I'm only accepting the highest and best truth for the Leo Collective's highest and best good, bringing forth the most accurate answers, please. So we're going to find out what this person, I'm looking for the Leo Collective's person, whoever they're thinking about, whoever's been on their mind, whoever they can't stop thinking about right now. What does this person think of them? Because we know what Leo thinks. Well, Leo may or may not know what Leo thinks about this person, and I say that because sometimes we want to deny our feelings, right? So, and Leos love really hard, so we want to help Leo and make sure that we give them as much information as possible. Okay, so this is the you, this is the past, this is the now, this is the advice, and this is the outcome. Okay, I'm going to shuffle one more time, and I'd like some clarifiers for those, please. All right. I forgot to turn my beautiful lamp on. My sister gave me that. All right, so here's a clarifier, here's a clarifier, here's a clarifier. All right, we're just clarifying those. And then we'll pull whatever we need to pull based on whatever we see. All right, so let's start with, what do they think of you? Let me go ahead and turn these all over because I'm a big picture person, okay? Oh, that's very interesting. Okay, cool. You ready? This is what they think of you. This person that you're thinking about wants to give you a gift of love. They really do. They want to be there for you. They want to support you. They want to bring balance into your life, is what I'm hearing, okay? They are hoping that whatever you're going through right now, that you can lay those swords down and open yourself back up to love. For those of you who've closed yourself down because there's some instances that are going on in your life right now that are making you feel like you need to close down, or that you can't be open to love. Maybe you've been hurt before and you know, maybe not this person, but maybe you have just injuries from the past of love, and you're afraid to open yourself up to this person, okay? And so they do want to give you a gift of love, and they're just waiting for you to be ready, all right? Waiting for you to go through whatever it is that you need to go through so that they can bring their gift of love to you. In the past, you've had a very harmonious relationship with this person, okay? You guys... you felt really good together. It was you felt like the yin and the yang, and the divine masculine and feminine. I mean, just felt like you guys were the puzzle pieces to your life. And it was a great friendship, and you believe that great love is based on great friendships. So you love in all aspects of your life. And so to you, having a friendship is love to you. Like, you can't be a lover with someone that you can't be friends with too. So that's really interesting. Also in the past, what is coupled with this card and what clarifies this card is that you guys set up a really firm foundation with each other with the trust that you built in the past. You guys you guys were there for each other. I'm hearing that even though something may have broke you apart, we're talking about the beginning of the relationship, or most of the relationship. The big picture of the relationship was that you really felt supported by this person, and this person really felt supported by you. You guys did give each other a lot of emotional stability, which both of you have never really seen in your lives before, because you had a lot of adversity before you had ever met each other. And so it just felt home. Like, this really feels home to me, like a very firm foundation, very stable. What is happening now is that you're actually putting the past down. You're actually working with yourself to bring in the new possibilities, and that's what I see with this. This is new possibilities. Bringing in new possibilities. Once you end something, then you can open the door to something new. And so that's what you're doing. You're actually ending a chapter in your life. You're ending something that brought you to this point in the way that you are, but you're ready to move forward, is what I'm hearing. And so although whatever it is that you were dealing with, it worked to get you to this point. Like, we've talked about that before. Like, sometimes some of the things that you may have dealt with, like sometimes people go to addictions and things of that sort because it's the only thing that can get them through whatever is happening in their life. Like, that I'm hearing that maybe you wouldn't have survived if you didn't lean on that addiction. You know what I mean? And sometimes addictions can kill you, but I really feel like, and it sounds kind of crazy, but they're telling me like it's almost like that addiction saved you. So if you didn't have that addiction, then you wouldn't be here today in the way that you are. And it's time for you to heal, though, and move through and move past that addiction because you don't need it anymore. So it's like, you know what? Yeah, I needed that as a crutch at one point. But so I think people, like, they look at addiction sometimes as being bad. But, you know, like, for instance, let's take OCD. OCD, well, actually, people kind of consider that as being a good one, but let's talk about that really quickly, because we're not going to jump right into drugs and alcohol because people automatically assume that those are bad. But what I'm hearing from the angels and guides is that, let's take OCD for instance. Somebody learns to be OCD, well, you're washing your hands a lot more. That's really good because now you're not getting sick. You're cleaning your house a lot more. Well, that's good because now your house is organized and clean. And when you have a clean home, you have a godly home, and you know, you don't have a cluttered mind. So although we can take things to the extreme, maybe that OCD saved you many times and provided safety for you. But also, let's talk about addiction. So they're showing me to talk about addiction now. You know, maybe the thing that you were addicted to brought you happiness, and it was the first time you've ever experienced happiness in that way in your life. You needed to be able to understand that there is actually happiness. Now, can you get the same feeling without the drugs? Yes, you can. But it takes work on your part. Like, you actually have to get rid of the injuries in order to be able to do that. And so what they're showing me is one time my husband and I, we went to like a rave, you know, modern day rave, I guess you'd call it, because we used to be ravers back in the day. But we went to like a rave, and we didn't do any drugs or alcohol or anything, because my husband was he was healing. And so we decided we wanted to go listen to the music, and we went, and there was all these people around us, a lot of younger kids that were doing drugs and stuff, and we weren't. We were older, so we were being the old fogies, but we were actually having a really good time, and we were having such a good time that the kids that were there that were on drugs thought we were on drugs. And I was like, and they had asked us like, hey, what are you taking? And we're like, we're not taking anything. And they're like, really? And they were so flabbergasted. Like, really, you guys aren't taking anything? We're like, no, dude. It's like the music, because I had done drugs in the past, the music, like, it triggered something in my brain to where I still felt like I was on something, and I wasn't on anything. And my husband felt the same way. He was like, can you believe that? I was like, yeah, I know. I felt the same way. I felt like I was in that experience all over again, although I wasn't. And he's like, I know. And so we left the club and everything without being on anything. You know, I wasn't even on any alcohol or anything. And one of the reasons why I don't drink alcohol is because it actually opens you up for negative energies, negative entities, if you want to call them that. And so it does. It actually, when you're in a bar setting or something like that, you're in a setting with other people who are on those things, you're actually, and you're on them as well, you're actually opening yourself up to all of their negative entities and energies. I mean, because we're all connected, interconnected. And if you could understand that, you need to understand to protect yourself a lot more if you're going to do something like that. It's very rare that I ever do anything like that now, because I understand energy, and it's not that I'm like a goody two-shoes or anything. It's just it takes too much work to get rid of all that energy. It takes too much work to get into a positive space and a higher vibration, that I don't want to ruin it with one night of going out and drinking or going out and doing drugs, and then because the next day you're in such low vibration. You know, sometimes it's because of shame and guilt. Sometimes it's because of just being older and being tired after you've done it, and your body just isn't in the same capacity as it was when you were younger. So they're having me share this experience with you, because if you didn't do those things, if I had never experienced what, you know, ecstasy or some of the other drugs had felt like, then I wouldn't have had that experience the second or this time that I went to the music festival or rave or whatever you want to call it, without being on anything. It wasn't like I was like, oh man, I wish I was on something. I wasn't wishing I was on something at all. I was so high on the experience, and that's what you want to do. And the reason why people take drugs is because they want to be high and they want to feel love. It's the quickest way to get into alignment, but the problem is it doesn't last. And so my job is to help you to get into alignment and stay there, so that you don't need drugs and alcohol. You don't need the feeling of OCD or whatever it is that you're, you know, feeling of eating too much food and things of that sort, because they just don't last. And what you're wanting is something that lasts. Now, here's the cool thing, is now in the now energy, we also have a gift. We have the gift of the Page of Pentacles. And that is very, very auspicious. You will succeed in this relationship. You will have new opportunity. The new opportunity could bring you new love if this is that. If it's, the new opportunity could bring you new money, I mean, if it's a business opportunity. So this could be a job offer can come in for you. So it's so interesting that when we finally let go of the things that are holding us back in the past from love, because this thing that you're putting down right now is the thing that held you back from love. Like, you went towards the addiction because you got the feeling of love, but here's the thing, it held you back from the relationship of love inside of your life. You closed yourself off, you closed yourself down, and then it makes you believe that you can only get that feeling with drugs, alcohol, OCD, food, porn addiction, sex addiction, those types of things, and that's not true. You can actually get that feeling from another person. And not the other person serves you or anything, but just being in connection with another person can bring you that experience. It's going to give you deeper love, deeper sexual experiences, and those types of things, because it's going to be more emotionally connected, which is amazing. And that's what I'm getting. You're going to get that. You are going to succeed. If you've never succeeded before with this part of your experience, you will succeed this time. Okay? If you vibrate with this, if you bring in your vibration and you bring in your determination, you can definitely do it. Now, what's the advice? They've already given me a lot of advice, but let's see what the advice is that they're actually going to give you this time. And that is the Ace of Wands. And in the Ace of Wands, they're asking you to actually focus in more on your career, focus in more on traveling, focus in more on inventing something. Your work. They want you to be more in line with your work. Become more creative and inspired in your work. And also this is when you are ready and you feel like you've gotten done with this, then go ahead and bring in your phallic symbol. Go ahead and bring in, and guys and girls, that there's no gender to the card. Go ahead and bring in your love in that way. Like, I am ready. Let the partner know, I'm ready. I'm ready. Sorry, I haven't really wanted you to touch me lately. Sorry, I haven't really wanted this lately. I was going through something, but I'm ready now. And then they're asking you to be a little bit more free-spirited about this and think a little bit lighter about this. Don't be so hard on yourself. Don't judge yourself so much about your addiction or whatever the devil energy that you feel like was in your life, because they didn't give me the devil card. I know you feel bad about it. You may feel bad about your addictions, but what they're saying is it's part of growth. And some people who have had these addictions, we all have addictions. Every adult or every person, every human has an addiction of some sort. Sometimes they're considered positive addictions, but if they hold you back from love in any way, shape, or form, it is not positive. But it may have served a purpose in some time in your life. And the purpose may be that you are just going to get over your addictions so that you can help other people know that they get over their addictions. I was talking to a friend last night, a friend who I love very much, and I was telling her, like, nobody wants to hear about addiction from someone who didn't experience addiction. Like, you can't, that would be a horrible addiction counselor. Like, did you go through this? No, I didn't. I've never experienced that before. Well, who are you to tell me how to get over addiction and how to survive? But if there's an addiction counselor that's like, oh yeah, dude, I've been through this like over and over many times in my life, and I've finally been sober for 25 years. Really? You've been, oh wow, tell me how that is, okay? Because they got to see hope and light at the end of the tunnel. So what I'm hearing is be a little bit more free-spirited. Don't judge yourself so much. Get out of the guilt and shame. You don't need to live in that space because you're holding yourself back from love when you do that, okay? Now, the final outcome is that you are getting a gift. So sometimes when they can't give me this card again, they'll give me this card. So I know it looks like this person is looking down, but I really believe that what they're having me say now, and what I'm feeling very strongly right now about this card, is not that this person's looking down. This person is more in a feeling of contentment. They're feeling like I accomplished something. I feel really good about myself. Look at all these things that I have. They're looking at the things that they've completed and that they've done, and the things that they've manifested in their lives and brought to fruition. But when you are looking and focusing and being in contentment and satisfaction, then God will bring you your other gift. You will get it. But you have to be looking, and they're showing me like this person is looking at these as being grateful. Like, I'm so grateful of all the things that I have manifested and brought in. Look at how wonderful this is. And then at that point is when God's going to bring you this other gift of love, this gift more strongly of love, okay? So that's the advice, and they're telling me that you will move on from this. You will have success. So this person is moving on, but they're successful. Can you see that all the cups are upright? They're very successful in what they've done, and they did it in a very focused, fiery way. So Leo, you are fire. You're in your power when you see red. So you're going to be in your power with your cups upright, nothing spilled over, everything great. And then you can move on to your next adventure in love or whatever it is. Now what we're going to do is we're going to look at this person that wants to give you this gift, because it's hard sometimes for Leos when they're stuck in their it's hard for you sometimes to understand what the other person is feeling because we start to see the negative. I want to bring out the positive, and I want to bring out what this person is thinking about. You're going to bring several different decks, okay? We'll do that. Let's do this one. We'll do the hidden oracles, the hidden truths, and then I want to do the divine love messages. Like, what's really deep in this person's heart? How do they really feel about you, you know? And let's bring some love into Leo's life, because Leo, when you focus in on love, you are so powerful. Oh my gosh. Like, you are the flame of love. You are on fire in love. So let's do that. Let's see what this person is thinking about you so we can give you some direction of your thoughts. This is interesting because they actually gave me, when I threw these out and I looked at them, I'm like, oh my gosh, I really feel like that's what Leo is feeling. But anyway, if roles need to be reversed, you go ahead and do that. But from what I'm feeling right here, it really feels like this is what you want to say to your person, but you just don't know what to say. You don't know how you're feeling, and maybe you're feeling a little confused about love right now. And that is, I want to tell you how I feel. So, and I do feel that in the energy of Leo. It could be reversed. This could be the other person wanting to tell you how you feel, right? Because here's the next one. This is very interesting. Is we both know I'm not the one for you. And what I'm feeling is you feel this way. You know that in your addiction state that you are not the one for this person. And you're waiting to get to this point of putting it down so that you can be the one for that person. You know, and I felt that very strongly in my heart that Leo is saying, when I am not in my power, I'm not for you, and I'm not for anyone. It's almost like this feeling of feeling like I'm gonna get there. I got some work to do, and it's like they had me almost go to the feeling of I'm not good enough, but then they said that's how you might be feeling right now. But they want me to know that the outcome and the situation, that when you're done with this and you follow the advice of God, then what's going to happen is you're going to feel like you're telling them that, like, I'm not where I am. I'm not the one for you right now, but I will be. I'm almost there. Just give me some time to get through this and work through this. I'm working with God. I'm working with Spirit. I'm working with my angels and guides. This is very heavenly guided. I promise you. I promise you. And I promise myself. It's not even about promising the other person. You've got to prove it to yourself that you can be loved. You got to prove it to yourself that you are deserving of love. Okay, here's the other part that Leo, that you may be saying. And remember, roles can be reversed. Is I knew exactly what I was doing. So on a maybe a conscious level you didn't, but on a subconscious level you did, because you came in here in this lifetime saying that you were going to be addicted to this. This was going to be part of your life experience so that you can have this huge lesson. Addiction is one of the biggest lessons that you can come here on the planet for and with. There are a couple of them. One of them is racism as well. And they're showing me another one is people who do not conform to the social norms in their sexuality. That's what they wanted me to say. Okay, so they wanted me to put it in that way. Those are huge lessons. Addiction is one of them. You chose addiction if you chose addiction. Racial discrimination is another one, because these are really difficult things that people have to, like, their whole life they have to go through these things. And the other one is sexual discrimination. Sexual orientation discrimination, they want me to put it that way. So that's the other one that people come into this lifetime with and say that they're going, because these are things that last your entire lifetime, okay? And sometimes people pick all three of those. Whew, that's really, really, really tough when people do that. But if you did that, it's because you're an old soul and you knew you could actually overcome this. So your soul knew exactly what it was doing when it picked addiction. It knew exactly what it was wanting to accomplish and what the outcome will be. It knows, okay? So they're telling me, I know you don't feel this way, but they're saying it's a wonderful experience for you to be in, because the growth that comes from this is huge. It's huge. The amount of love that you get out of this is beyond this. It's just, I can't even explain it. It's unimaginable. So this is amazing. Let's find out what your person is thinking about you now that we kind of know what Leo's thinking about the situation. Let's do a different oracle. And let's see what they tell me. I'm looking for Leo's person. What is, because we want to give Leo some encouragement and some encouraging words of what their person that they're thinking about, that they love and they want to share this love with, but they just haven't been open to it because they're afraid. And they have some injuries, some old injuries that they're working on. But can we give them some guidance? Maybe some wonderful guidance. Okay. Okay, this is beautiful. Good. Can we get some more guidance from this other deck? And then we're done with this. And I hope that you take this information and you go be awesome with it. How's that? Go be awesome and prosperous. I love that. And get as much love as you can. All right. These are beautiful cards. Okay, you ready? Oh my gosh, you're gonna love these. Now, when you say that right now I'm not the one for you and I knew exactly what I was doing, guess what this person thinks? I believe you. They know. They know how powerful and how strong you are. You just got to get there, okay? They say that they want to travel the world with you. And they say that I know that the fire that burns in you is the same that burns in me. And then they also say, I can see eternity in your eyes. Those are beautiful. They're saying that they're going to give you some space and that it's easier to stay away from you now than to lose you later or to lose you forever. Okay, they're like, okay, I'm going to give you as much space as you need because I believe you. Okay, so these people this person does support you. This person does love you, okay? And so where do we go from here? Like, what do we do now? What do you need me to do? What are you going to do, right? And for you, Leo, you're going to need to really hone in and do some meditation. And this is a spiritual thing. You know, you got to hone into God. You got to find out what God wants you to do. God, what do you need me to do? What do I do? Whenever I don't know what to do, that's exactly what I do, is I go straight to God. Sometimes I get advice from people in the world, of course, you know, but they're skewed human advices. Like, I want to go straight to the source. I do a lot of praying when I don't know what to do. And I do a lot of asking God to show me answers, please. Okay? So this is awesome. How do I get you alone? They want to get with you. They're ready for this phallic symbol. So whenever you're ready, let's get it on. I'm just kidding. Right? So they're ready. They're like, hey, when you're ready to bring that phallic symbol, I am open and ready. And then they're saying there's a strange and deep connection between us. So they're super excited for your healing. They're super excited for this addiction process to be over with. And they're not rushing you, you know. But they're excited because now's the time. Now's the time. Use the energy of the planet, the 5D energy. Use that energy. Get out of 3D. Get into 5D and 4D and 5D and really work on that addiction. And tell yourself that you're going to be done. I'm done with this. And I'm ready to move into feeling what it feels like to be in my addiction and in its good space. But I want that like always. I want that accessible whenever I want it, not just when I pick up a drink or pick up some food, or not just when I'm running or whatever your addiction is, right? You want that as soon as you touch your lover, you know, as soon as you look at your lover. Like, I feel what it feels like to be on ecstasy when I look at you. You know what I mean? I feel what it feels like to be on speed when I'm around you. Like, my life feels speedy, right? And I feel the euphoria from cocaine when we're around each other, right? Or that freeness that I feel when I'm drinking, I feel that when I'm with you. I don't even need to be drinking. I just feel that when I'm with you. But we can't feel those things if we have injuries, if we have scars that have not been healed. We have to heal those things first before we can really feel what heaven feels like. And I believe that when you're in your addiction, you feel what heaven feels like. I believe that. Okay? But we want to feel that heaven on earth. Ooh, baby, you know what's worth. Something, heaven is a place on earth. They say that heaven, love comes first. Ooh, heaven is a place on earth. That's what we want. I want you to bring heaven in on earth without any addictions. Okay? Without any highs that come from somewhere else but inside of you. That come from, you can recreate that when you look at the beauty of the earth. You can recreate that when you look at a rose. You can recreate that when you're in bed with your lover. That there is no disconnection. Like you feel God in heaven and you feel the love of the universe when you're in bed with your lover. That's what you should feel. And that's what it feels like when you're in alignment. And we're going to get you there. And this is how you're going to get there. Leo, that was gorgeous. Wow. Wow, I just felt like all of that. I'm just sitting like right here in this room by myself. Wow, Leo, that was hot. All right, Leo, I love you so much. If you like this reading, you're entertained in some way, don't forget to like and subscribe, hit the notification bell, and you will get notified as soon as I post something new. Thank you for your donations. Thank you for your comments and just your love all around and your subscribing. I just love you so much. Have a great day. Bye.